When I first started my online business, I had this idea in my head that it was going to be easy, which I know is pretty ironic considering how much I'm talking about how hard it is. But I really did think that once I made a cute website and got some cute clothes that everything was just gonna fall into place and I was gonna have a bunch of sales and everything was gonna be great. And of course, that didn't happen. So these are 5 things that I wish I knew before I started. No, 1, you need to get out there. Even if you have the most amazing website in the world, nobody is going to see it unless you literally drag them to the website or you pay to have them brought to your website. Nobody is just going to stumble upon your site and find you organically unless you're remaking really good content that is showing up in search results. But otherwise, you have to get out there. You have to put money in, whether that's paying for ads or paying for influencers or doing your own influencer marketing, whatever it is. You have to be willing to spend money to get your name out there and to get your website in front of people's faces. No, 2, it's okay to not be perfect. I spent so much time trying to get the perfect picture, trying to get the perfect caption, trying to get the perfect story, and it took me forever to post things because I wanted them to be perfect. And then I realized that no one really cares. They don't care if your post is a little bit messy, if your post is a little bit unfiltered. They just want to see that there is a real person behind the account and that you're actually being real. So it's okay to not always have the perfectly curated feed, the perfectly filtered pictures, the perfectly written captions. It's okay to not have that all the time because at the end of the day, people connect with people, not with brands. Number 3, connections are everything. I feel like I started off treating my online store as more of a business transaction, like I was just buying and reselling items and I wasn't actually focused on building a community. And I wish I would have done that more. I wish I would have gotten to know the people who follow me, who interacted with me, and really tried to build relationships with them instead of just seeing them as numbers. Because at the end of the day, those numbers don't really mean anything. It is not actually knowing that there is a real human being on the other side of the screen. No, 4, be prepared for hidden costs. Starting an online business is not cheap. On top of having to buy inventory, you have to pay for a domain sometimes, depending on what platform you're using. You have to pay for a website. You have to pay for a photographer. There's a lot of hidden costs that come along with it, and I wasn't prepared for that. Like I said, I thought I just needed to buy inventory, and that was it. And then I was surprised when I had to pay for Facebook ads and for an email platform and for a bunch of other things. So it is important to go in knowing that there are quite a few costs that come along with starting an online business that you might not have thought about. And no, 5, let the numbers do the talking. I used to think that I knew what my audience wanted, but I didn't actually know what they wanted. I just had this idea in my head of who they were and what they liked. But in reality, it's different. They like different things than I thought they liked. And I didn't realize that until I started paying attention to the numbers, started paying attention to what was performing well and what wasn't performing well, and actually listened to what they wanted instead of just assuming that I knew what they wanted. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are telling you what they want. You just have to listen to what they're telling you. Overall, I wouldn't trade my experiences for the world because I learned so much and I met so many amazing people and I've built a brand that I am really proud of. I love what I do now and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I wish I could go back and tell myself these 5 things so that I could maybe have saved myself some time, maybe not lost as much money. But either way, I wouldn't change it because I think every step of the way was necessary to get me here.